That's true. Sundays is like we get to go on whenever we want. Damn it. I mean, loosely scheduled for around the right time. But it's
You know what?
weekend.
You know what you really need to start doing? Like before you press the button, telling me I'm going to press the button because I almost pressed it again.
And you've been so good at that too. You're like, hey, I'm gonna press the button. Do you want to press the button? I'm like, no, I'm gonna press the button. I'm like, okay, because that has happened before to us. Welcome 6 people that have showed up already. Yeah, there was one time where we had a huge panel of people and we both tried to press the button at the same time, and one of us actually hit the end broadcast instead of the thing, and then that whole thing doesn't work anymore, and you got to go back in and you got to make it was a whole thing. So now
it's a sleepy Sunday, so I saw the button turn red. Luckily enough, yeah.
Nailed it. I'm good. I'm good. So this is when we do the weekly review thing. I was trying to hop into. Oh, cool. The server was being nerfy. Hey, for everyone, it's just a huge thing that like was in the stuff this morning, and everyone was yakking about it. Where the hell am I? You know what? I'm in.
That's sometimes.
Yeah, I'm in 01 Capital, and it's just like, who made these giant? Oh yeah, they did. Anyway, so it's huge buildings. So yeah, London was down. London was down for a little while. And there was support tickets put in about it, and again, like our support ticket thing, we're aiming to make sure we can get to those things inside 24 hours, and in the vast majority of cases that is accurate. We kind of fell down on this one particular one, and some people went over the 24-hour thing because there's literally nothing that we could do about London right now. We don't have an army of sysadmins. We literally have our plugin software engineer who's running that for us, and Nick is helping. And so if anyone knows any freaking Minecraft sysadmins that are really, really, really good, not like, hey, your brother's nephew ran a server every once in a while, we need like a baller and we'll pay them like that. That'd be good. That's something that we've been working on. Like the fact that like Wayne is our extremely capable software engineer and is also like literally learning and doing all this stuff on the fly. Nick is learning and doing on the fly all the stuff for the server stuff and scaling and all that kind of thing. So London's down, and it was down for a little while, and so people are getting upset about it. I need to remind everybody, this is not an alpha. This is a closed alpha. Like no one can just show up, right? That's why like the NFT land ownership thing, like that, that's kind of your ticket into the early part of the game. When we say that we're building this on the fly and scaling on the fly, and you are privileged to be getting in to the game early, that's not a joke. That's real, right? And some people are like, oh, you can't keep using that as an excuse. And by people, I mean like literally one person. Like most people are super cool with this because they understand it. That one just really stuck in my brain because it makes me want to use it more because I'm a bit of a dick. I don't know if you guys knew that, but it's a thing that's real. Anyway, so it's I guess I actually exhibit. I try never to exhibit it. I experience some frustration there because I know that our team is working like 12 hours a day, basically every fucking day. And so when anyone complains about anything, it's filtered for me through that lens of like, we're doing literally everything we can. We're actually doing what like 2 or 3 times as many people could do, quite frankly, because this team is kind of amazing. So anyway, London's down. It's going to be up when it's up. And I think I guess the opportunity is for us, and it usually is around this, like communicating better that we are in closed alpha and that these things are absolutely inevitable. Like this is going to happen. It's going to happen more. And anyone that wants to be part of like the full, complete, total project that's complete, sell your land right now to somebody who wants to be here early. That you're entirely allowed to do that, right? And that's great.
Well,
cool.
And
it's up now, which is great. So just to close this off a little bit, I guess the opportunities are, I think on the messaging side or on the, the support side, which again, the support stuff that Nick set up this week, right? Like this has been around for a few days, and so we're, gonna work to get better at this really, really quickly. Getting back to people just to communicate the current state of things for the people who put in the support tickets. That's really important. And we're actually bringing people on. We have volunteers and people that we're going to pay to manage that, in a like an all the time kind of way. And yeah, and just the alpha thing, like even like seasoned people that have been around for a while, are sort of forgetting that that's where we're at. And generally speaking, everybody's super freaking cool about all this stuff. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it, right? Like I literally said in the Telegram or in our Slack today, like what we could do is just close down until we're ready, completely. Right now, are we going to do that? No, we're definitely not going to do that. But that's what other companies would do, just because they don't want people complaining at them. So just like trying to balance all that stuff. Anyway,
don't forget to open up for a couple of years.
Did you see Voice?
Oh, dude, I wasn't even referring to Voice. I was referring to a company I like. Don't even get me started on the shit.
Oh, dude, not only does Voice take 18 trillion years to open, and it's like kind of meh when it does, but they're closing down for 3 months, Jimmy.
And they're not even sure if they're going to support They're not even sure if they're going to support long form content. Which, so this is a crypto
that
writer.
Was their whole point.
Crypto writer had to port away from and EOS Go now. So actually, because if you don't know, I've been a part of EOS Go for a long time, and we're good friends on the channel with Crypto Writer. But we're looking at putting something together for EOS Go to get some good, opportunities out there for communities and stuff like that. So keep your eyes peeled, because this is kind of getting to the point where it's redonkulous. I'm just gonna say it, right? Weekend update, update number 1. At least we're doing shit and breaking stuff fast instead of saying we're going to do something and then not doing it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, right?
You can't just. It's annoying me. I want to go on this rant, but just really quickly, because it's annoying me, because they did all this thing with the freaking token and they started giving away the token, and now they're like, oh yeah, NFTs are a thing. Let's just go over and copy everyone who's doing awesome shit on NFTs. So my kind of thing is guys, go support Atomic Assets. Go support EOS Go support EOS Writer. Go support these projects that haven't taken 2 years to roll this shit out. Block One, love you. You guys are doing great with the code. I mean, Voice was a cool idea, but if you're going to fix social, then you got to have a social platform that's operational.
Sorry. What a weird, no, it's interesting, right? I've been watching a few OGs in the space pivot, and it's clearly late, and they're not bringing anything new to the game at all, right? Mm-hmm. And so that to me is interesting. And these people have been very successful in the past or whatever, so don't count them out necessarily, but it seems kind of disconnected from the stuff. Anyway, we usually do gratitudes first thing.
And I got a little bit of a personal gripe with it as well too, because I've seen a lot of good social platforms that both you and I have worked with, that both you and I have had friends that didn't get funding because of this, and this is 3 years later, right? Imagine where some of those platforms could have been. And so that's my personal opinion, not a reflection of anything that anyone should buy into. But I mean, that's probably why you all turn in. It's because of the rent. Well, at least on Friday for, to obscurity and beyond, but we'll get to that later. And just on the back of what Corey was saying, just also remember, we're North American heavy right now. So Asia, especially, we're on the other side of the world. And Sundays, some of us, try to take at least, 6 hours a week off, or 3, if we can. So, if you're sitting in the Telegram and something goes wrong, we'll get to you really fast, especially on a Sunday, but it might not be, it might take an hour. So if it does, we apologize. We're not really apologizing, because it's freaking Sunday.
And honestly, it might take longer than an hour. That's the whole reason why we have the sport ticket up in the first place, right? Yeah. And growing pains, right? These are all obviously, in my opinion anyway, these are exactly the kind of problems that I am grateful that we have. Because I mean, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of people that are excited about it. And we have challenges, and we're building fast enough that we're breaking shit, and that was always the plan. And
we're working hard enough that we don't even get to build shit in the game anymore. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I haven't touched this in a while. Anyway, I'm grateful for good problems.
That's a good one. I like it.
How about you?
I'm grateful for baby mamas.
What?
I'm grateful for baby mamas.
For baby mamas?
Yeah, it's a Mother's Day, man. At least over here.
Yeah, it is here too.
And I want to do 2 today, if that's okay. Actually,
yeah, of course.
Because I have a story that goes along with the second one. So I'm also grateful for Sean Ballant's thoughtfulness of gratitudes. I think like he actually thinks
Please
about
spell his last name.
Ball. Just say Sean. Just say Sean's because I think it's Ballent, but I'm not positive. So, but yeah, like thoughtful gratitudes. I think that'll fit. Because he thinks about this all week because he's like seriously stressed out because he knows at some point in our show on Friday I'm going to ask him and he wants to have a good one. That's awesome. Yeah, he's awesome. He's fun. So, yeah, welcome to and I'm also we don't have to put this on the wall, but I'm also grateful for anyone who got that Californication baby mama reference. I mean, I don't, go watch it. It's not PG-13. I'm just going to say that. Yeah, so creeps, yeah, the creepers are popping up in weird times and weird places in London. Like I got attacked during the daytime the other day, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. So apparently Nick's grateful for bad mothers like Corey and Dennis. Yeah, well, I mean, Corey, yes. Dennis, he's like a sweetheart. I mean,
yeah, I think he's like bad. I think it was like bad motherfuckers.
Yeah, I mean, like genius wise, he's the baddest of the worst, right? But Dennis, like, he's fucking like he's on another plane.
Honestly, like I feel like you and I are the dumbest people in our office meetings. That's like, and you're pretty smart.
Actually, it's funny because like yeah. I mean, we're from it. Let's just put it that way. But like, we have good ideas. We just need other people to figure out how to make them work.
Yeah. No.
We're really good at thinking outside the box, but we need somebody else to package it and sell it. No,
right. Well, or to make the whiz bang. We just need wizards.
Like, hey, here's an idea. How do we do that? I don't like. If you can figure it out, we'll do it. If not, I've got no idea. I got to think of new ideas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, hey, IAM was messaging me on Twitter that they got the new Journey Map stuff done. If you haven't seen that, Gary and I did a video about how to install Journey Map on like a new, like how to get maps in your Minecraft, basically. And you could set points and you could do all sorts of stuff, and it's really cool.
Nice.
While the 2D maps are down, I'll tell you though, like the reason, this week we could have spent all of our time getting all the 2D maps working, right? We didn't, right? And that was a choice. The CK auctions of this week, we're rolling out all new map functionality on how those auctions are going to happen, which is going to blow minds, I think. But in the process of developing the technology to do the maps for the auctions, we've come up with a gazillion effing things that are going to make the uplift better. And so that's kind of part of the process too, that you guys won't see for another 6 months. And again, like this is my new line on like anyone that gets frustrated with our pace, sell. I mean it, sell, because 6 months from now, everyone who sold now is going to regret it. I guarantee it.
And for people who are helping in the Telegram constantly, thank you, because there's a lot of like admins as well, but there's a lot of other people who aren't admins that are really helpful. I noticed that today. Yeah, please don't forget, like, for general Minecraft questions, like there's playlists now set up on the YouTube, and you go there, you can like
Nick
search Uplift Greg's, right? You can search Jen's awesome show for the interviews. You can search our show. So yeah, thank you, Nick, for doing that. Just send people there, because like there's a lot of good information that I think is really useful. And I mean,
speaking of which, Greg just pops up.
Nice, Greg.
Greg hopped up into my DMs this morning. He's like, "Can you tell me more about Upliftium staking?" Like, no, he said, "I want to know way more about Upliftium staking," and I was like, "Me too."
Nice.
I know I'm not saying like that's gonna happen, but it might happen.
Yeah. So do you want to go through the week's messages? Because these we were just gonna hop on for like 30 minutes and do this, but we've got so much content on the channel now that these are like,
it's hard to do. Yeah, no, we should definitely get busy, because I mean, and really it's Jen's fault. and like that, not just Jen's fault, but she made me stay up late, and by made me, I just wanted to, which I never do. Because I usually get up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning.
You know what I like about
load this thing up. No, I just she had Tuttle on last night.
Yeah,
and so I know how smart Tuttle is. Like she's it's like terrifying in a good way. It's a horrible way to describe this, but really, really smart, right? Like, oh, my previous job was building RNA, DNA machines. Like, ha 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 ha, it's funny. They're like little robots made out of DNA. Okay, thanks for coming to run our stuff. Anyway, it's just an amazing conversation. And Jen her interviews are kind of golden. Anyway,
be careful for all you people out there that are using Wi-Fi, because those DNA things will absorb, to your brain. Like they'll take you over. They're gonna send you into uplifting heaven.
What?
Just for all the fudders out there that think
what just happened?
That 5G is gonna magically implant some.
Oh Jesus! Oh man, we're gonna go straight to conspiracy theories, huh?
Morton, auctions are the 10th. They begin on the 10th. Chicken call.
Yeah, they start tomorrow.
So one more.
And
day.
Officially, they're gonna start
the future, and then tell me which plot is worth the most.
I took out some wax, and I know my mom wants me to buy her land in this one, and so I'm thinking about, okay, I love the fact now as a player, as a user of our system, right? I'm loving how we've staggered things just for myself, because then I can at least I can try to get something in the middle, and maybe get lucky, right? And then if that doesn't work, I can try and get something, or blocks of things, because that's actually what I'm kind of interested in doing in some of the different areas. And you're going to get outbid. It's going to be a busy 3 days, I think, right? As things kind of percolate through the system.
Yeah.
And then I want to see if I can't get connected rail, because that market that the ladies put together, Sue and Donna and everybody else, on those rails in CK, it's that kind of shit just seems like it should be gold standard to me. It's such an amazing idea. Anyway,
so a couple of things before we jump in. So I can almost guarantee that Greg will be on this channel giving you guys information about the thing. I'll be severely surprised if he's not, because he's like Superman when it comes to this kind of stuff, and he's really good at plugging in where people have questions. However, there was a question that popped up in the Telegram channel today. And I want to ask you, because I'm not 100% sure. I think I know the answer. But the rails that we went through last week on Friday that the CK girls put together, people were asking, are those available for the auctions? And we're frozen. That's fun. Do we do the cut now? Is that where we end it? Broadcast is over? That's the question that breaks the YouTube stream? Is that what happens? I don't really know what to do here now. I'm kind of talking in hopes that, Corey will come back to us. But apparently we don't get an answer to that question. As I understood it, yes, those rails are... Thanks, I am. Those rails are... okay, so Greg says, no, they have a private rail system. So, sure, if you want to jump on and answer the question, Greg. But Greg says no, they have a private rail system. So the answer is no, for all of you people who are asking. And thank you, Greg. I'm gonna pull right. Sometimes he doesn't even know the answers. Apparently, he's just like, no, screw this. I don't know the answer. I'm not too much. I'm out of here. I'm gone. I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna pull up the hi, Greg. So jumps in for the day. I'm gonna pull up the hi, Greg.
Hey, sorry. I was trying to get. I was like, oh shit, Jimmy. I got you, man. It took me.
No, it's okay. I wasn't sure the answer to that question. So we went through the cool little rail funnel, and I was focused on telling people not to interrupt the rails, because we had a couple issues there, and Corey was kind of focused on making sure that I was nice to 99% who are doing things right, and we kind of forgot it. So the question was in the Telegram group, which you answered, but you can answer it again, maybe so people can hear that market that was along the rail tracks. Was that was that part of the auction? And maybe while we have you here, very quickly, like how will people know what is part of the auction? I'm sure you're gonna do a whole video on it. I mean, knowing you, but.
Sure. I hadn't planned on it until you said I was going to do it. But yeah, okay. Essentially, here's a little history for you. That market, I think she calls it the Medfield Market, which is all those amazing shops along the rail. That was the original rail that led from the cathedral to Chicken Cob when we were all on one big server map. Okay, so that rail is not really rail. It's just the plots are there. And so she decided to build something to show what could be done on rail plots. But no, those shops will not be for sale. However, all of the north-south rail that runs just west of that, those rail plots adjacent to the Medfield Market, those are definitely in the auction. Okay. But the north-south rail that runs through that property, that's very narrow, it's called the She Rail system. And Donna and Ginny and Sue built their own private rail system because they own all that land north to south, so they have their own rail system through their land. But no, the specific plots where the shops are in Medfield Market, not for sale. So so that's that.
Thank you. Yeah. So I mean, like, I'm really sorry to ask the hard questions that you have to advance in the stream for, Corey. I didn't mean to do that. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to put you on the spot so much that you had to run away.
No, I was telling you before, my internet sucks nards today. Nick was saying he wanted on. We do have to be kind of
I was just gonna let him.
We do have to be kind of we have to be kind of efficient. But
you guys can come on, but this might be fun. I'm just thinking if we got Greg, let's let them go through and tell them what they think of our awesome show. Well, and Jay's awesome.
I love that. Yeah, let's do that because we always give our reactions. Who gives a shit about our reactions? So Monday morning, who was it that we had on Monday morning?
I missed the first.
No. I was here. It was Wales. Yeah. It was Wax Wales and the freaking number thing. I'm sorry, dude. I totally forgot what that was. But look at the views on that thing. We had like 600 views. Synchronicity or something like that. Dude, I'm sorry. It'll be in the show notes. But it was good. It was really good. We got the Sammy Snake community on Discord showed up and blew our shit up, which was kind of fun. But it was good. And Wax Whales are pretty cool. I actually get to hang out with them now because apparently I am one. What? Okay. Which is fun. But it's cool. Anyway, and I'm actually like, hey, let's get Greg and Nick on to give their reactions to stuff, and then I'll just talk the whole time.
Sure, because that's
perfect.
Yeah. By the way, the guy that built that red dragon that keeps looping in the screen, that guy's so excited that he's in your show all the time because he's right next to the gratitude monuments. He's like, he says he gets all freaked out every time he sees his build in the background. And I love that.
I saw that. That was a funny little post today. It was like I get really excited when Corey flies by and I see I know that guy. I know that guy's
Square Root. Oh, Edward, thank you so much. Yeah, the project is called Square Root and it's really, really cool.
Nice.
Thank you.
I'm trying to remember who it was that told us a while back, the first time they got in the world and they were in the cathedral, it felt like they'd wandered onto the set of the Golden Girls, like it was a place they'd seen so many times, and there they were standing in it. I thought that was a pretty good description.
Remember that how I was describing the 2D game that's in my brain parts that's actually now on our dev table. It's going to be that times hundreds of thousands of people that have never been in the game.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
It's gonna be really good.
Can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be. I hope that someone. I don't know if this is even possible. Nick will know better than me. But when the rewards thing goes full, it'll be interesting to see which plots gain the most rewards for people that showing up and viewing, and how all that 2D map thing.
Oh, yeah. Leaderboards are
They're definitely in the works. They're definitely in the works.
So I had asked in the Tuttle interview, I didn't get an answer about a heat map that shows what areas of the maps are the most traveled. We'll have a way to kind of suss that out.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my favorite word, Thun.
Okay.
That is on the thing, but right now we have to work a little bit on stability. We have to work a little bit more on, basically trying to get everybody in game first before we can start. Before we can start putting the lipstick on the entire package, we got to make sure that we have the solid package.
So, but we had to build the pink first, lipstick later. Got it. Okay.
Right. I would say though that what Flow has done with the map functionality for the CK auctions is going to have dramatic ramifications for everything else.
Dear Lord, yes.
So that's pretty cool. So anyway, that was fun. And then I threw this little digital vinyl coming soon thing up there. That's just a little music video.
Go tweet the hell out of those too. I'm gonna put them up really soon, but go tweet the hell out of them. They're awesome songs, and digital vinyl is gonna take the world by storm.
It
if
is.
you haven't figured that out yet, go sign up for drops.com. Go sign up for the Uplift Art Telegram channel. They're all usually in the links below. This is going to be something that the world's never seen, and just one more. I think this is going to be so big that it's going to be a credit to Wax, not just what we're doing.
I think so too.
Oh yeah.
So I threw Celis up there too, as I just wanted to get a video made up of the new Astralex shaders in the cathedral and around our little home there. So I did.
Celis is not just my favorite Corey Cottrell song. It's one of my top 5 songs in the entire world.
Yowza.
Music, and I have some pretty broad music taste.
Yeah,
Celis is a fantastic song.
Me too. And I have some good music taste, and it's maybe one of 5 songs that I've ever cried to. So there's that.
One of my favorite things that just kind of gets me about that song is how the ending lyrics hit right. And I know that Corey, that this was a complete coincidence, but the ending lyrics and the ending sting hits right when the sun comes up. That nice rising music, and then the rise of the sun. It was perfectly timed. I'm like, oh Jesus, this is fantastic.
You think that was by accident?
Well, you said it before.
Yeah, no, that wasn't by accident.
He actually wrote the song 5 years ago, picturing Minecraft in his head.
That's what it was.
So
I knew the future. Yeah. No, none of that is real. No, but I did. The first music video that I put out about this had one of those things in there, Nick, and I said that was a total accident. But now that that happened, any music video I ever make, the timing of the sunrise is now on my board. Threw up a little Chickasaw Land thing on here just because they're awesome. Did any of you guys see this interview? I actually didn't see it.
Which one?
I saw little bits and pieces of the Devin interview. It was pretty good.
It was great. That might be okay. Let me just say this: when you walk off camera and then walk back on, and somebody makes a joke about you eating ice cream straight from the cow, it's going to be a good interview that you're going to want to do. Okay, and it wasn't necessarily a joke without substance. It was really cool. If you don't know who Devin is. He's one of the people in the ecosystem that's kind of doing something that is mapping out what he's doing in real life, and he's a big permaculturalist, subsistence agriculturalist, and he's got a lot of really cool things to say, and hopefully we're going to have him on the channel when I can freaking make time, if you guys stop releasing worlds sectors that I can free up some time to talk about some of this kind of stuff as well. So definitely we're checking out, and you get to see some really freaking cute cows in the background too. They're miniature, and they all have names, and they're all great.
Wife's name is Vanessa. Is that right? Mrs. Devin is Vanessa. Is that right? Do I have that right?
I believe so. Yes.
I just adore them as people. After watching the interview with the two of them, they just seem like awesome folks. I want to go visit because they just seem pretty cool. Yeah.
And the other thing I like about it is
she's Raleigh's sister.
Yeah, and Raul's sister. And the other thing I like about it as well is they're both doing this together. They're both doing stuff within the Uplift together as well, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's fun. All right, so these dudes, Graffiti NFT. They were the first ones that I saw were using the Blender functionality, right? Where you basically take an NFT, and I actually want to do this with them, Triple Memes NFT as an example, or a collab, maybe the poster or something like that, right? With the Uplift, and you can buy an NFT tag like art they've created and a spray can, and put those 3 NFTs in a blender, and then it gives you the NFT that you put in with the graffiti.
Oh,
right?
nice.
They basically tag NFTs. Yeah, it's like it's super fancy.
Nice.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, it's really cool. Anyway,
like
good dudes too.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, guys. I'm going to jump off. I only jumped on because it looked like Jimmy was drowning.
He might have been alone because my internet is. Who knows? We're hoping.
Well, no,
for
I
the
just
best.
wasn't sure how to answer that question. So thank you for jumping on. That was very nice.
Yeah, no worries. So the auction, Corey, do we have a time for start tomorrow? I mean, I don't think it matters because it's going to go up for 3 days. So
yeah, it's they're going to be getting created with a script. I think that is going to start around noon or maybe a little bit before. Like noon is kind of our sort of soft target for launching them, but it could take like anywhere from like an hour to 3 hours to actually get them all instantiated so that they're all live.
Right.
So things will start popping up around noon tomorrow, and they should be all in there by like mid-afternoon.
But it's not really a race because there's 24 hours to bid on
Right.
the inner circle, 48
Right.
to the second circle, and then the outer circle,
Yeah.
72 hours. So
Being
in the
fast-
Telegram group, there's a lot of what time does it start?
It's not like that.
It's okay.
It's not like
Yeah.
that.
So
I
To be
I
honest,
did wanna
I'm
say-
happy if a lot of people wait till the 25th hour because that ups my chances of getting something I want.
Right? You're
Yeah.
trying to snipe them eBay style at the end. That's the goal. Yeah. The only thing I want to say is I refuse to feel bad about this, but I may or may not have started a bidding war for the plot that's right next to the Haitian Roots School. Hey, this looks like a rail plot that you should own, M Blue.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yoshi and a couple other people. So, so if you're bidding on that plot,
like
best of luck.
So here's what I think we're gonna have to do, G Money, if you're up for it. Like we might have to do like a horse race update, like a bunch of times a day.
Oh dear Lord.
I like it.
Right?
How
At
do you
least
mean,
once
like-
at least once a day. Like go live and be like, okay, well, here's where this one's at. Here's all the ones that are open. Here's all the ones that are thing. Here's the ones that I'm bidding on. So don't fucking bid on them, which of course will ruin my day.
And here he comes spinning out of the turn. It's Greg.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
from Greg
Bubblegum.
and Blue to Greg.
It's bubblegum sticking to the rail. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to say that I saw some interesting strategizing going on yesterday. People are using the map, the in-game map that you and Gary showed off, to put waypoints on stuff they want to bid on when they're flying around.
Yeah, that's the way. That's the way
Yeah.
for sure. And those maps are just changing the game. And then of course,
Right.
like the fact that you're actually going to be able to reference the auctions through the map is.
And if you get to go into the test server to look around today, Jeannie found a whole bunch of really cool stuff. So look carefully because there are villages right next to rail that if you own the rail and the land plot, you own a whole village. There's stuff hidden under some of the rail plots. There's a lot of great resources in Chicken Kai, and we want you there. We want your creative mind and energy in our world. So we're looking forward to having a lot more people in there.
And take your time because
the mayor of Chicken Ka.
What's that?
I said, Greg, the mayor of Chicken Ka. I was just
Yes.
like, that was my post announcement. Jimmy, sorry, what were you saying?
we can end there. That was good. I was just going to second what Greg said. Like, take your time to look around, or you're going to have non-look around remorse, whatever that equates to. Because like that happened to me in gratitude. I picked the plot for EOS Asia, and then I was working with like another plot, and I picked that one, and I went on there, and I was like, this was awesome. And then like it got transferred into another crew that I don't have rights to, and I'm really sad because it was really nice.
Well, that will never happen in Chicken Kai. You buy it, it's yours.
No. I mean, like these were community plots for organizations and stuff. So I was like, I didn't take my time.
Well, Jimmy, we just want you to know that we will welcome you with open arms as a citizen of Chicken Kai.
Man, I'm totally going to be a citizen of Chicken Kai. Like, I'm really upset about this. I'm really angry because I want to stack wax, but there's no freaking way I'm going to be able to do that now because you guys are way too awesome to not have a house there somewhere.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm gone.
I sold some Aether to buy some land. Not gonna lie.
Nice. Bye, guys.
Yep.
See you in a couple hours at the gratitude ceremony, Greg. So yeah, I really like yeah, Greg's awesome. That was good because like you just froze, and I was like, I thought So you just jumped in. It was great. Media Moguls with Corey and Jimmy featuring Max Infeld from Crown. That was Wednesday.
Max Infeld's a baller.
That was a really fun episode for me. Like maybe one of the most interesting. Like we got the lowdown on like pre-internet NFTs, essentially, right?
Yeah,
I mean, not quite, but like he was an old school guy in the space with NFTs. Like we went and checked out his site. Like he was doing stuff on Ethereum, before EOS was even a thing. Like it was a really fun episode. If you're interested in NFTs, go watch it. I highly recommend it. And Max is just a really cool dude, and an artist, and
Yeah, I can second and third that. That was a very interesting and a very entertaining one. I liked it.
He's really cool. So yeah, in-game map for the uplift. We were talking about that. We're going to be doing more how-to videos. I want to see actually if I can get Greg to do it, but of course nobody's got time right now. One thing I would recommend, if you know anybody that wants to be part of this YouTube channel and do some how-to videos or do some fun stuff or whatever, especially now that we have Master Nick here getting us some playlists. I don't know if you guys have seen the Uplifters thing. We've been getting some feedback that people want playlists, which makes sense considering how much freaking content we're putting out now. Anyway, so expect a lot more of this. And this is the thing too. I started after waking up to some people that were frustrated and having to sort of work through my own frustration about that, which I believe I've done. It's funny too. These conversations with you, Jimmy, and basically anytime I get on the phone, Nick, afterwards I'm just like, everything's gonna be great. Like, seriously, that's exactly my reaction hanging out with you guys, and I love you guys for that. It's gonna be awesome. I just started thinking like 6 months from now, all this is gonna look, a lot different, right? I keep getting reminded too. Tuttle's been working with us for 6 weeks.
Yeah,
like
crazy.
What? That like the whole team that we put together. This is 6 weeks. Imagine what we could do at 6 months. Because I'll tell you right now, like I kind of can't. Like just what we have on the table now. If we just get that done. Holy shit!
And we haven't even begun to probe the depths of everything that can be done.
Oh, probes! I just had a traumatic response. God damn it, probes!
Again, let's just throw that out there. Be careful and let everyone know that probes have no use case in the virtual NFT world anymore, other than being a collector's edition. I'm working on a post to catalog, and hopefully we'll put it up on the website. Different NFTs that are out there, and there's a lot of new people coming in. Like a lot of new people coming in now that the servers are starting to open up with land and rail and people getting access. So again, thank you to the people that are looking out for everyone else. And I really appreciate the fact that you guys are going in there and saying, like, I mean, don't buy that unless you want it as a collector's item because it has no use case. And I really appreciate all the good, kind-hearted people in the community keeping them.
Right.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Right. The other thing that you got to remember is for every good actor, there's 5 bad actors out there. So if you're looking for land,
really, I'm gonna go the other way. I'm gonna go
the other way.
For every 100 good actors, there's 1 bad.
But Nick, I don't want to disabuse you of that notion because you're like a security-minded guy in our team. So yes, be paranoid so that Jimmy and I don't have to be. And for real, you guys don't even know. Like Nick is like security ninja in our space. I do want to, Jimmy, just before I forget. For that article, which I think is a great idea, like going through each one of the NFTs and what they do and where they are, or whatever. Maybe add in the Uplift World 2, Uplift World. Let people know how that happened, right? Like we were on Uplift World 2 because we hadn't won the bid for Uplift World yet. That's the only reason, right? So we launched everything that we could launch up to a point. And then we got Uplift World, and now we're launching those in there. So 2 things on that. Obviously, they're both perfectly whitelisted. They're both accurate. They're both real. They're not scam accounts. Atomic Hub is not in the business of getting second level verification for scam accounts, right? So that's part of it, but people need to understand that. But also, Token Head added them together, right? So, and I don't think they've actually had to do that for anyone else. So, like, to the Token Head team, you guys are gems. Thank you so much for doing that. You can actually see all of your Uplift stuff in Token Head combined under those 2 accounts. So they're awesome. Thank you guys very much. Anyway, that's it.
Yeah. So anyway, to complete my thought here, just make sure that whenever you're doing any kind of purchasing from the Uplift or the Uplift World 2, that you see the check after the thing. If there's no check, it's not authentic.
Nailed it. We were talking about that for Uplift World 2, about having basically a contract address so that people could actually go and confirm that the uplifting is accurate, because it's very, very likely that people will start to do scam versions of it, and that'll be the only way. And what Tuttle was saying is, we can't even tell people to that this one is the right one or that one's the right one or whatever. We're gonna have to send people to a website that we control, so that people know this is the contract address or what have you, right? Whether it's on Binance or Wax or EOS or wherever people happen to be withdrawing it to. Not that you're going to be able to withdraw uplifting to basically any chain on Earth, but you will.
I mean, it's Christmas. Things get wrapped.
I didn't say when, but like eventually. That's
No, I'm saying it's Christmas. Things get wrapped.
It's
Come on. You gotta leave a little spilling for the happy hour, man.
Dude, tell me I didn't spill enough beans this happy hour. Just tell me I didn't.
I'm just sitting there going, "Oh my god, I'm waiting for Colton legal."
Actually, I have a question, because I'm kind of new to this whole Clubhouse thing, and I went in there for 10 minutes until my battery died. Is there a way to hear these back or not?
No, you cannot record them as of yet.
Right,
Okay,
we never should, because otherwise, the second we can get those recorded, I'm gonna stop drinking and stop spilling all the beans. That's what makes it fun. Like, I seriously like Jimmy, you and I have had some brainstorming. You're in on the brainstorming conversations where I just start riffing on like what we could do, right? Like what we know we have the technology to do, and that's basically like about 2-3 glasses of wine in. I was like, I'll just drop these beans, and then I'll drop these beans, and then I'll get a truck full of beans, and I'll spill them on the road to the point where Nick is like, trying to cover the
Damn, I mean, I sometimes I got my finger just hovering over that mute button.
Gonna mute me. Anyway,
you know, in the Oscars, when people are going too long, they have the music to start playing them off. Sometimes I got to do that to him.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man! I gotta tell people this. Come on, it's worth it. Come on. Oh God.
Yeah, your patience is huge for sure. So we did a chicken caught land and rail auction preview. Greg and I did, which is really fun. We toured a bunch of the places in Chicken Con. I highly recommend checking that one out if you're thinking about picking up land. Starting tomorrow, NFT game day. Man,
yeah, that was fun. We had a last minute cancellation, so we just jumped in and hung out, which we don't always get to do enough. So that was super cool. And we went through the market area in Chicken Con. We interacted a lot with the community. We gave a bunch of free, NFTs and drops away until people started asking for them, and then we put it on pause until people stopped, and then we gave away more.
Right.
Happened.
I really need to make a new preview of this, because this, of course, is like our preview for the NFT game day. Is one of the BFR tests hitting the ground and exploding, which is very dramatic. But a couple days ago, they freaking landed that apartment building size rocket on its ass, and it didn't blow up. So. Yeah, if and when any of us watching this actually go to space for fun, it'll be because of what they're doing on that pad.
Actually, we jumped over one too. Again, we jumped over the round table on the crypto.
We didn't jump over it. It's not here, Jimmy. Why is it not here, Jimmy? Why is it not here?
We're working on it.
Just like cut this out with Crypto Writer. Like, Corey sad.
Yeah,
I mean, it'd be a shame if we just had to bring it only over to this channel, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, so
Do it.
Love you guys.
Do it.
I'm mostly kidding.
Yeah, but I know how mostly kidding you are, but I agree. It should be both places. We're working on it. And so that was a really fun one though. We had 4 block producers plus me on the channel, and we had a lot of fun. So go check that out. And again, in the comments, tell them that you wish it was over here too. Back to the edge of obscurity and back again in 45 minutes, 1 hour and 56-minute episode. As Sean pointed out, we got to the edge of obscurity in 45 minutes, and we just kept going for another hour.
I love that you guys are doing the show, and I haven't caught it yet, but Sean is awesome.
Sean is hilarious, and Sean has beat you to the punch on this channel. He's done something that you've never done before, and you know how much I love you, but I just have to call you out.
Yes,
about 15 minutes into the show, he asked me what I was drinking. I showed him my box of sake, and he held up a glass, I think, of bourbon. And he said, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. And I decided I'm going to have a glass of bourbon with you. And that's part of the reason that we went for, an hour and 56 minutes. Super fun. We talked about the uplift. I built a new gratitude monument in my personal plot in Genesis, I believe. He gave me a hard time about saying that, I kind of was nostalgic for the 1930s, and he pointed out that was a Great Depression and wouldn't let me explain that, the bounce back and reform from that was like 1933. So, it's fun. Basically, we just shoot the shit like you and I used to before we actually had a theme.
Before we got busy. Okay, fair enough. I like it.
Super fun.
I like it.
You and your courier did super fun, happy times with Corey and Courier, and you had Greg on the line. So how was that?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, we ended up talking about CK and Ka, which is fun. It's sort of, I don't know if you guys heard, there's like some auctions. They start tomorrow. So we were doing that. But it was a great conversation with the Courier as well. And actually, Nick, after this, I'd love to get your, or even both of you guys. He wants to launch a token for Metaforce, which I think is a great idea, right? And when I explained how the dynamics of Upliftium will work, right? It's just going to be like an in-game, token that does all the in-gamey stuff that we want it to do, which is fantastic, super fun, yay! And of course, you'll be able to withdraw it into Upliftium whenever you want, and that Upliftium will have kind of no power in the game. You can move it around, you can do whatever you want to do with it, yada yada yada, right? But then you can bring it back in and yada yada, right? So he's like, "Well, you guys want to launch my game token inside your game?" And I was like, ignore like if there was no regulatory.
See, that's my
right.
thing.
And the thing is, like, when I started thinking about it, like, where would that come from? If all of our presumptions are accurate, then it should also be accurate, extending to people that are on the platform, right? So putting that aside for a second, if we could do that just like,
yeah.
I'm just gonna say this, right? Like, and this is the way that a lot of the way that I see, Upliftium is, because you've been thinking about this idea for a few, I think, a year or so or more. You've been thinking about this, like, attention economy thing. And I kind of see Upliftium as the token for attention economies, in a way, right? Like you're spending your attention, your time in the game. Yeah. And you're getting rewarded so that you can, have a better in-game experience per se, right? Like Upliftium, right? Not Upliftium.
Yeah.
Right.
For like a 30,000 foot view and there's more to it now, but yeah,
there's way more to it, but we're not spilling the beans yet. So I mean, like, if you're reading comic books and they're on the blockchain and you're getting rewarded for your attention, I mean,
it's sort of,
if we can do it in 6 months, that's still 3 years faster than Voice did it.
Yeah, voice is our new target, and will always be easy to beat. Sorry, guys, not that sorry. Yeah, it's interesting, and of course, like, he's sort of an awesome friend and strategic partner of ours. Anyway, so it's an interesting thing to explore. One of the other things, though, like the same team that's working on Upliftium is now working on Yoshi Bucks. Which will not be on our platform, we don't think, right? It would be, it's
not immediately,
right? It's going to be separate. And I think, like, when we have Yoshi Bucks as rewards, it'll actually be Woshi Bucks. It'll just be in the rewards pool like wax, right? Because there's not really any reason for us to do that differently. But we have the capacity to do it. But like having the ability to do an in-game token for a project would kind of have pretty profound ramifications, because it basically would mean that we'd be able to run all the gamification stuff. But then again, like, yeah, Nick, not only the sort of legality, which I think we'd be fine with. Then it's like, do we want that responsibility security wise?
See, that's the other thing, because then we've got to go ahead and really ramp everything up, and then we do lock stuff.
Right, we do, and we are anyway. But like that's that kind of thing. We only decentralize what needs to be decentralized, right? That's kind of our whole thing, and that might be a good thing. And to the extent that we're actually, I didn't mean to get into this so much. It's just on the top of my brain. To the extent to which we're like, our team is putting together Yoshi Bucks, right? we could basically just create cookie cutter create that situation for Metaforce, right? What would stop us from doing it once we figured it out for Yoshi Bucks? We're going to have that as a thing that we can do, and so we could just go to go to our friend or courier and say, listen, like we can do this for you. Here's what you need. Get that stuff squared away, and obviously, it's just going to work in all the ways that you need it to work, and Bob's your uncle. And then we sort of we're developing all this stuff in parallel, but not all on the same plate where we're suddenly responsible for other people's stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And,
so I don't think that. So I mean, IAM says uplifting is in-game barter, but Metaphor should go outside of Uplift for its members. I don't think that they're necessarily. It's not going to be the same thing. Right?
No,
it's kind of like
every project. No, this is like you wouldn't be using it for like the uplifting type stuff in our game, and that's going to be true for I think most areas. Although I could see like a conglomerate of planets using Aether as example for the economic token, like large federations of worlds. I think we would look at that. Of course, it would be supported by Uplifting as well, but most projects are looking at how do we get people tokens for doing things in the game. So you go to Metaforce or probably CryptoMonkeys or whatever, and you would be earning their token. And that's going to be true of almost every project, whether it's a token or an NFT. That's going to be a huge use case for literally everyone, right? You go to one of IAM's plots, and like maybe IAM, you set up a rewards pool that's just like a bunch of random NFTs and gets a random NFT chance just for people walking on your land or whatever, right? Times that functionality by everything that's currently possible and whatever we can come up with in the next 6 months. That's what we mean by them having their token in the game. It'd be active as like a reward system and or like in-game things, right? Like for if you and again, this probably won't be inside the uplift, but hypothetically could be. Again, probably not going to be. But what their token is probably going to use for is like blending different things or different actions or different rewards in the Metaforce universe, right? In that comic book, kind of in that game. Like to the extent that they're gamifying that experience, the token is going to get used for that, and that would then be available and should be available to every project that's in the metaverse, right? If you're interacting with, go ahead, Jimmy.
I was just going to say, I mean, like if you look at what's going to happen with NFTs and what's potentially going to happen with Aether and what Dust has done on Wax with, rewarding people in Telegram, then if people like Metaverse come up with their own, token that rewards their own users, then there's no reason that token couldn't be ingested into what we have in the uplift. It's no.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of interplay for sure. Yeah, Edward, seems like an advantage for projects versus regular landholders if they can token. It is. Full stop. It is. People, hold on, Jimmy, because people need to understand this. People that have developed giant businesses to get attention are going to have an advantage in whatever they do, right? That's just a fact. Now, what I would recommend, because we're never going to try and balance that. That's not, what the platform's responsibility to do, right? We don't want to level that playing field. Although some things with Upliftium are going to create an interesting floor underneath the playing field. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, right? Which is fun. Nick is like, it's like, where's Corey's mute button? God damn it. But then, and this is exactly it. Edward, damn, need my own net. Exactly, right? And what I am seeing with CryptoMonkeys already, you go around all the rail. Suddenly you'll find a giant ass sign in the middle of nowhere with a rail plot that says CryptoMonkeys this way, right?
Yeah.
Now, when CryptoMonkeys starts offering, like little reward bonuses for people going on their land, why wouldn't they go to every strategic partner that puts a little sign of like, hey, CryptoMonkeys, go over here, or any kind of, somebody who gets kind of in part of their tribe and put them as part of that system? That's only beneficial for them, right? So if you don't have a project, find out how to benefit one of the projects, and it will be as if you did. Like, watch that, because that's going to happen. Right. And so like it's a way for literally anybody at any level to start participating and helping those things move along. Right. And amplifying their efforts, which creates that beautiful win-win-win, baby.
Exactly.
Well, and there's another side to this as well. Right. Like creating a token economy, whether even if it's just in game or creating NFTs, it is a minor cost as well, right? So I mean, Edward, I don't know, maybe you're a multi-billionaire and you just want to give back to the community. I mean, you could go and you could create NFTs and you could back every one of those NFTs with wax, and you could put it on your land, and people would come there and get claim links for those NFTs, or find those NFTs in the game. And then you would get rewarded, you know, in Upliftium and wax and the other things that we're rewarding you in. So like, I think, you know, there are ways around this. Somebody asked this today, right? Sorry.
No, Jimmy, I'm sorry, because I'm sure your thought was fantastic, but you just kind of, you sort of blew my mind. And this is the thing, like thinking in terms of like, not seeing it as somebody else having an advantage, seeing like, that's cool. How do I do that? Right. And the immediate thing that popped into my brain is, you know, you have the capacity to, like, the second somebody walks on your land, it could trigger an NFT send to them. That's just like, thank you so much for stopping by. You were the like 694th person to do it. That's awesome, right? That's it, right? And you know, maybe, and really the smart thing to do is to send them to so they can give one away or sell one. And then you could create, you know, all sorts of interesting things at scale. So, you know, for the people that actually want to do that, which again, I think there will be some small, you know, cost for putting that together, because I know EOSIO is doing that, and like there's going to be some, like, a little bit of friction there, but probably not that much. I mean, yeah, I just watch. That's going to happen all over the place.
I mean, Greg's yelling at you again, and I like how you're billionaire instead of millionaire, Edward. But here's the thing, right? Like, if you go back to what Corey was saying earlier about the leveling of the playing field, it might seem like a disadvantage if you have that. Sorry, I'm not trying to put words in people's, or thoughts in people's heads, but it might seem like a different advantage if you have that old world mentality. But if you think about it, what we're actually offering in a way is, like, we're offering like artists, like my awesome wife, by the way, who, you know, some of you might have watched To Obscurity and Beyond, all the way to the beyond, and seen, you know, the awesome image that we'll feature on a digital vinyl. In some form or another, like the ability for these artists or these photographers or people who are playing with NFTs to use these on their private land to essentially work as a marketing vehicle for their projects as well, right? So like somebody was asking today, like some new guy, and it was hilarious. I mean, just scroll up, and he was, you know, I don't think he really has never played the Uplift, you know, before, or Minecraft before, or never done anything before, and he was a little bit overwhelmed. He's kind of a fan of Decentraland, and you could hear the frustration in his voice in the Telegram channel today. I'm like, you know, I don't necessarily know if he knew who I was, because he just kept saying, like, I can't do this. This is going to be difficult. Like, there's no way I can build a temple like that or this stuff. And then like, I kind of guided him through, and I said, look, man, I've only been doing this for like 2 months. I've never used Minecraft. And then he posted 2 voice messages, and they were absolutely hilarious. The second voice message was the complete one. And it was his wife saying, I laughed for like 5 minutes, seriously. It was his wife saying, in like the cutest British accent as well, like of all time ever, like, you can't even use the plug. Like, you don't even know how to change a light bulb. You've got no chance. And it totally cracked. And he came back.
Oh, that is awesome.
He came back like 30 minutes later, and he's like, I've downloaded it. Like, I've done it. Like, I've downloaded it. Like, I've figured it out. Like, now I just got to find my land. I'm like, go watch this video from Greg. Like, it was awesome.
Oh, dude, that's so good. And this is the thing too, like, we're, you know, for all the, like, and I think about this a lot. Like, I did the onboarding thing for Decentraland, and it is slick as fuck, right? Like, they, you know, they spent gazillions of dollars on it, and it shows, right? And that's something that, because we're using the Minecraft layer and doing different things or whatever, like, there's gonna be steps, right? Like, it's not a like press play, get into the Uplift, and everything's awesome, right? Like, it's not that linear. So there's some friction there, and we get that, and, you know, we'll limit it as much as humanly possible. But that's sort of the way it is. So, like, there's that barrier, right? But again, just like everything else, like, you know, half of the drops that go on Atomic, you know, break, right, or whatever. Exactly. We're early. You know what happens when people want to get on board the thing that is already made? Those people won't make very much money at all. Like, in anything, it doesn't matter what it is, right? If you find yourself in a space and there's a lot of excitement and half the shit is broken, but like a bunch of that shit gets fixed the next week, that's kind of how you know, right? Welcome to the internet in 1992, right? Or 2001 or whatever. And you know, people made some money there. I don't know if you guys are aware of that, but it's a whole thing.
The internet?
Yeah, the internet. Yeah, it was a small.
Yeah. Hey guys, I kind of got to head out before ceremony, but I want to spill a bean. Can I go ahead and share the screen?
Yes, please do.
Okay. Share the screen. Yes. Okay.
Oh, here we'll come back to mine over there.
All right.
You want to spill a bean?
Yes, I know.
Bees. Oh yes.
So now by the sanctuary. I mean by the cathedral. We have C. Tuttle and John Belushi Bee Sanctuary.
John Belushi?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jim Belushi, the Killer Bees from Saturday Night Live, the sketch.
That's fucking funny. Okay, yeah. All right. And I know Jen and Leon were talking about helping out with that as well. I think this is actually Leon's idea. He sent me this note, which you guys won't be able to see very good, but it says, "Corey, is it okay if I build a place to learn about bees near the cathedral?" To which I said yes. So if we could put like Leon Zen Master instead of John.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. Because this literally was his idea. Also, we'll have to. Nick, can you show me like what we could do it later? But I want to get like an actual region around it.
Oh yeah,
and so we can like dial that right in. I can see where that is now. There's that platform up there that we don't need anymore. But whoa, that's cool. It's like really. Oh, it's right in the park. Oh, yeah. No,
I did it just off the park because Tuttle wanted to have it, by the cathedral.
Yeah.
So last night while I was fixing some stuff with London, and I was just playing, with this, I put everything by the cathedral.
That. No, I love that. That's great. Yeah, like that's on cathedral grounds, and that's really awesome. But maybe what we could do though, Nick, is annex the stuff basically there, and it looks like you've actually already done it. We'll talk about it later. I absolutely love this. Right. That's a great place for it because then it's going to sort of have people pulled into that area, and then we can lead them even down a path and teach people about it. And it's fucking
exactly.
Cool shit. That's so rad.
That makes my one bee and one beehive look pretty pathetic, and so nicely done.
I love that you're surrounded by
Leon.
So cute.
Yes, and tell Leon that his name will be up there as well.
Oh yeah, no, he probably doesn't even care, but I do. It just because it literally was his idea.
Yes. I just knew about Tuttle's idea. I didn't know until after I created this that he wanted to do it. So I apologize, Zen Master Leon.
He's gonna be a little excited. And that's the thing, like, yeah, he just wanted to do it. He didn't even know that we have like a bee super genius who like literally is like saving the world with like messing with bee RNA. Jim, John, whatever.
So I was right. It was
Nick was right. I think I said.
I mean, wasn't he a Blues Brothers as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that explains why you got it wrong, because everybody knows that the best Blues Brothers was the Canadian one, Dan Aykroyd. I mean, nobody pays attention.
Of course.
Okay, sure. That's
a
little bit weird, but all right, yeah.
I need you.
Oh man, we saw it like I'm gonna go listen to the Blues Brothers after this.
That's a good idea.
Exactly. All right, guys, I will see you all at ceremony.
Yes.
It was fun playing with you. Thanks for letting me join.
Thanks for popping in, Nick, and thanks for making the beginning parts of the Bee Sanctuary too. I think that's really awesome. So yeah, we got 2 more shows to cover, and they're both Jen's awesome show. It's funny too. Jen asked me what she should name her show, and I was like, you should call it Jen's Awesome Show of Awesomeness, because I'm terrible at naming stuff. And she literally just went, "Yeah, Jen's Awesome Show," and I'm like, "Yes, that's great." I'm so easily amused. So Jen chatted with Joe Chiappetta, who is doing the art vending machine. He's a good friend of Van Blues from Pixios fame. Is just a genuinely kind of one of the he's just one of the good ones. He's like a really really good human being. We've had him on the show before as well, and she actually had him on minutes after he put his collection out, and his collection sold out hard. I think it lasts like 4 seconds. Some ridiculous And so she got apparently in this show. They got the his reaction to finding out what happened in this sale.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised, but I wasn't. I didn't get any, and I wasn't expecting it to go that fast. He's really cool. Like he's another one of those like old school kind of artists, right? Like he comic stripper. Like he had things in like local papers and stuff like that. So it's really cool to see that.
For sure. And then of course Jen interviewed Tuttle late last night. Again, like I usually get up like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, so staying up until 10:15 my time was like, I'm so lame. Like someday I'll start having fun again, but it probably won't be for a couple of years until we have like neither alpha or beta in the name next to the Uplift world is maybe when I'll start having fun again. I mean, all of this is fun for the record, different kinds of fun, I suppose. Anyway, so the interview was amazing. I'm excited for people to get to know who are basically project dev coordinator, like nerd wrangler is kind of how I think about it. And by the way, when I say nerd, everyone should hear super genius because that's literally what I mean. It's a term of endearment, frankly. And yeah, it just like getting to know the kind of things that she's into. Like her hobbies are what I don't know. She's like I don't know. What is she like, Jimmy?
Yeah, it's hard to say, but like she's like the university professor of the blockchain world. She just relishes in all that she does, all that she can understand, all that she can bring, and then she relishes in the fact that like she can take that and she can make it better.
Yeah, I like that. I just think like finding out what she did before this, the fact that she's bringing that level of just raw intelligence into what we're doing is awesome. And I'll tell you right now, like I'm recognizing ego in myself whenever she says that I'm having a good idea or she's totally on the same page as me. I'm like,
is there a Discord server for Uplift?
Yep.
Well, there is a Discord that was set up by Dr. Unani, and there's a bunch of different communities in that Discord. So
it's pretty official at this point. I'm doing an announcement, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you can go to I don't know what the easiest way to get to it is.
It's
I think there
definitely linked on the community page, and I think it's probably linked on our website as well.
All right. You go to t.me /the uplift. Go to the Telegram and ask there. I'm sure somebody will do that. So yeah, what you do before?
There's links to the main. We should put that in the link to the channel.
We should for sure.
Dr.
Thanks,
Yanni, if you're out there and listening, send me the best link to drop.
Yeah. So what did she do before? Really good question. So she actually created and sold a company a couple years ago around RNA machines. So genetic DNA based machines, which is like nuts. And now she and again, I don't want to get into it too much more because it's all in the interview. You should definitely go watch it. But she's working with bees. Part of the reason why like she's got big dreams to basically get an RNA printer, which is a thing, Jimmy, that exists now, which is mental. Get an RNA printer to basically start doing work with bees to basically save the world. Like legitimately, that's her game plan, and she's got the smarts to do it. So
I didn't know about that. Like I'm a big fan of bees, so I definitely have to get her on an interview as well. Because
for sure,
bees are gonna save the world. Like bees are up there on a pedestal beside mycelium for me.
Yeah, right, exactly. And they're a linchpin for whether or not human beings starve to death or have the kind of food diversity that we have or that we want, right? And so that's a whole thing. So yeah, I mean that another epic freaking week. I kind of want to drink with you on a show now, though. I'm sorry, I keep going back to that. I'm like, should I get some scotch? What should I do about this?
So, well, and I think here's the thing. I think we're gonna start. I think we're gonna do this, but I think we need to start doing a few other shows too, like jumping on randomly and doing some stuff at different times. So, maybe we just have like a coffee and whiskey show with Corey and Jimmy D, where it's morning time for me and nighttime for you, and you have a nightcap, and I have a coffee, with Bailey's.
Maybe, yeah. It's like, what are we fucking around?
Red hair is kind of Irish, I think.
Even doing that, we could maybe do that before the clubhouse, like Friday night. Is Friday night Saturday morning for you?
Yeah, so I work on Saturdays. It's one of the few days I actually have to go.
Yeah, no, I'm like Friday morning, like having a whiskey with you for NFT game day could just be a thing that happens.
Yeah,
right. Like last time I checked, my boss is me. So,
well, I mean, and,
sort of.
I just don't want you to be like, yeah, I don't want you to get too much, like, because Friday is like your busy media day, right? Like,
it really is. It's basically all day. But like, I'm not saying I'm not gonna have the bottle of whiskey. I'm gonna have or maybe throw a little bourbon and some coffee or whatever.
The bottle of whiskey is for Clubhouse.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I'm a super lightweight now, so like it was literally like it was like a beer and like 2, maybe 3 glasses of wine, and by then I was just like,
I mean, the hotel bottles are still bottles.
That's true. There you go. That's good. I like that. That's good.
I used to go to school in Thunder Bay. Again, piece together all the personal information you can find and write an autobiography on me. I'm okay with it. Just don't steal people's money with it. Like Thunder Bay used to. They used to sell big bottles of beer. That's fun. It tastes horrible, but when you're going to a party, a big bottle of beer is great. Just saying. I mean, bottles come in all shapes and sizes, and I really look forward to the day that I can buy a Coca-Cola label and slap it on the bottle of white wine, and walk down to the beach in Miami with you and drink it, and live stream from a phone. That'll be fun. Because that's what they do in Hawaii. Not allowed to drink in public in America, but at the convenience store beside the beach, they sell these little labels. Very cute, very perfect. That fits over your beer can so that people think that you're drinking Coca-Cola. I love it. Innovation in today's time.
Innovation. Yeah, that's good stuff. Good morning, Lisa Chandler. Yes. So that's kind of it. I guess. Yeah. I still have coffee. Minutes. Like I'm not like in a super rush. I know we got to go get ready for the whole thing.
Well, actually, what we can do is we can go over who's on the show next week. We haven't done that yet.
Oh yeah.
So we got a really interesting week lined up. Actually, a few people that reached out to us, and a few people that maybe none of you have ever heard of. So I'm pretty excited about that. On Monday, we got June from Bitcash Band. Who is June from Bitcash Band? Sorry.
Oh yeah. So Bitcash Bank is there. The way he described, and Blue and I chatted with him. The way he described his project is a regulatory arbitrage play, which basically means like, is this legal? Right. And it absolutely should be, right? And it's enough in the margins that it makes sense. But long story short, all it is a place to do peer-to-peer trading that is going to be connected to fiat rails like Venmo, Cash App, that kind of thing, right? So the distance between Bitcoin and like sending somebody Bitcoin over Cash App or being able to go back and forth for that is going to get really, really small. I'm excited to chat with them. It's worth watching it because I'm probably haven't even really described it that well. He's like a genuinely like kind of cool person too, and they're just thinking in terms of like pushing the boundaries of allowing us to do with our tokens and our cryptocurrency whatever the fuck we want, which is how it should be, right?
I mean, that's kind of the reason I'm here.
Yeah. And maybe someday they would list Upliftium, so you could just earn Upliftium, wrap it, send it out, and use your Cash App to be buying lunch 5 minutes later. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe that could happen.
I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen. What I'd like to see people, use up Upliftium as dust in our Telegram channel. I don't know if that's possible.
Why not? Like that, Yeah, we just need to figure out how Kurt and the team did it.
So, not yet. Tuesday we have Ted, and I mean Ted is going to be fun because this is what
Who's
we know
Ted?
about Ted.
I don't know who Ted is. Ted,
well,
I know Ted.
Ted. I believe Ted is a baller, and Ted just went on a rampage last week in the Uplift Art Telegram channel, and he just came in and decided that he was gonna. I think it was the legendary Uplift Art series from. I can't remember now which one because a week ago was a long time ago. But like it was, I think it was the Tiamo. He wanted the Tiamo legendary, or it could have been a different one. I can't really remember. But like he's into Bitcoin Origins, and he was just like, I need these legendaries, and I'm going to put Bitcoin Origins on the market. I'm going to put all these high cost things on the market, and like he was like 4 or 5 away from getting them, and Blue just found it, and he made sure that he got what he needed to complete the set, which was awesome. And then I got talking to Ted, and he's just like, what's going on? What's like, is this Uplift World thing legit? Like, what's going on?
Who are you people?
It's legit. And like, yeah, come on over, check out like the Blue Room Gallery, things like that. So I'm super excited to have him on Tech Talk on a Tuesday, because I'm hoping that he's going to teach us the ins and outs of being, a good investor and spotting like really cool projects. Because I think he's been in this, wax NFT space for a while. So it'll be interesting.
That's cool.
His backstory. Wednesday, right. You're super excited about this, Sammy.
What?
You're super excited about this on Wednesday for Media Moguls. We'll have Sammy.
Oh, Sammy Snake. Yeah. I don't know these guys. They're a Discord community that popped up and is growing like weeds. All over the place. And of course, we've had them in a couple times as well, and it's always fun when we do. And so yeah, just kind of introducing to them. In all likelihood, they're going to get a land grant in Thune, which is the Discord focused community map that's coming out. And yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
For the roundtable, I'm not quite sure what we're going to do. We got a couple of ideas, but we're kind of balancing that around different things. But we're definitely
sorry, finish that.
No, we're definitely pondering like a few different ideas. We want to actually do a roundtable eventually on the Uplift builders, but I don't think that's going to be this week. We're also going to be doing a roundtable on NFTs that matter in a way, NFTs that like make a difference in the real world.
I like that.
Yeah. So we got some good ideas. So we're never really quite sure until they figure out our guests, because it's a lot easier to get one guest than 5. Sorry.
Jen is talking about doing a roundtable this week. I don't remember any of the details, but she's like starting that whole thing. I'm actually just gonna ping Adriana and tell her to get on there, because I think that'll be. Or she needs to get on Jen's awesome show anyway. But yeah,
I want to do like women in crypto roundtable. I'd love to have Jen, Adriana, girl.
That's
like,
the thing. Jen should do it.
Crypto, Jen should totally do it. Because like I always thought it's going to be weird if we do a women
it is
roundtable, right? I mean,
right. Just let them do it, because they're pretty fucking good at this shit, right? It's just here's the platform. Go.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a great idea, because I've been kind of holding back. I'd love to see Jen do. I'd love to see Jen do a roundtable with the Woka women of crypto art girls too, ladies. Mm-hmm. That'd be really cool as well. So yeah, please, Jen, round it out to the.
Let's create an action item around introducing her to those to the Woka ladies, because that has to happen, even if it's just an interview. That needs to be on Jen's awesome show. For sure.
I agree.
All right, cool.
Friday, we're going to be preempting, I believe Saturday is the launch with Darren of London Graffiti Kings.
I really like that guy, Jimmy.
Yeah, he's awesome. We had an hour-and-a-half conversation the other day about setting up the new art district, and we're pretty solid on what it's going to look like. And hopefully, we'll get that out and about, and some information circling for prospective artists to set up galleries in that little region in the next week or so.
One thing to kind of put on your list for that, getting that, kind of doing London all 50s, and we kind of draw out where the rail's going to be, that kind of thing, right? And how we want that to look. Make sure that that's done before the end of this month, because Wayne is going to be gone for the vast majority of June. And so if it's not done before the end of the month, it will not get done until July.
Sure.
Okay. And he's really busy. So we're going to have to sort of do the work to get into that. Otherwise, we'll just have to use the other map form and just work with it.
Okay. Sure.
Just here. So that's on your plate. Okay, cool. Cool.
Again, back to where we started this conversation. We have Wayne who's doing a lot. We have Nick who's doing a lot. But you know, the more people that we can get help from, the more they can focus on what they're good at instead of focusing on, you know,
Yes.
that need to be done. You know, it's the same with us as well. And everyone on our team as well. I mean, so we have a really, in my opinion, actually, we have a great team, obviously, but we also have a team that's like quite varied in expertise and quite big and like kind of spread over the whole world. So like sometimes like I probably spend an hour to 2 hours every day just figuring out what happened while I was, you know, sleeping for 3 or 4 hours, right?
Yeah.
Because like I'm in Asia, so like, I mean, this is like a big thing, like for me, right? So again, if you know people, wherever they might happen to be, that you think would be, you know, like Corey said, actually proficient, not just found a server in the basement in the house that you moved into and plugged it into the wall. Like then please introduce us, get them an introduction, because we're looking for people, because like we've got 5 worlds open to the public, and that could turn into, you know, well, I mean, Ready Player One. Like we want to take over the world, essentially. Like, you know, that sounds really bad, but like, yeah, I mean, we've actively thought about turning all of the servers off. Not we, some guy over there that has actively thought about turning all of the servers off for 3 or 4 hours in the morning, you know, so that people can go outside, as a precursor to the fact that the other, you know, however many hours might be in the week, people are going to be stuck in the uplift because it's going to be the next metaverse.
Lisa was asking about that. Lisa was asking about that this morning, right? She actually finally watched Ready Player One. She's like, "Hey, are you going to turn it off on Tuesdays and Thursdays?" Like, probably not Tuesdays and Thursdays, but it's on our minds, right? Like the idea that you know, we could have a time, you know, even before the ceremony, which I think is then kind of the ceremony becomes the kickoff to the week, right? Yeah, I like that idea. The more I think about it, and of course, it becomes sort of a spot for us to do server maintenance, whatever it is, right? Yeah, it could be interesting. So yeah, like the 3 hours before the gratitude ceremony would sort of be, I think, the first candidate for that, right? And then we sort of use that, the gratitude ceremony is like, hey, we're all back here now. How did your, you know, day out in, or, you know, morning out in nature or whatever kind of go, or maybe in like 12 hours. I don't know, because there's the whole globe to think about.
I mean, we should just upload like a 5-minute video of Leon teaching us about bees, and then send people out to play with bees. And
just,
then,
you know, go get out of here.
Come back in and be
Come back later, right? Go be inspired. Get some oxygen.
Cool, Lisa. I didn't realize that Greg gave Ted a tour, so that's cool. I guess he's no stranger to but yeah, maybe he didn't know where the channel was, so that's kind of cool. Or he was confused or something. I don't know. But we'll get the lowdown on Wednesday. So yeah, that's our week for next week. We're gonna unplug and turn ourselves off, because, you know, sometimes that's a good thing. We're here. We love that you're, you know, engaging with us in the Telegram, on the show, all of these things. But you know, catheters aren't a thing that I like to use, so I do need to.
Wow.
Like, I'm just gonna say, like, we have to go to the washroom. We have to unplug, or we go absolutely crazy, right? I've
been starting to think about this too, because I'm, you know, getting to the point now where this whole like 12 to 16 hours a day every day thing is starting to seem like it might not be sustainable. Like,
yeah.
Who knew?
I mean, and like this is the thing. Like, I was camping, and I could have made it in for the show. I mean, thank you, by the way. I listened to that back, and it was great. But I am, you know, you have a point. Like, I came back, and maybe I was gone for like an hour and a half. I was walking in the bush, and I came back with like all this wood. And you know, the missus said, like, that's gonna make a great fire. And I'm like, I know, right? And she's like, this is crazy, because you don't really do anything at home. You just sit in front of your computer and you just like chop down a whole forest, like, to build a fire for dinner. I mean, that was great until I built the fire, and then my daughter doesn't really understand that you're not supposed to touch fire. So then that was kind of problematic. So in the end, I was kind of still well, she was in the tent, and I was, on the beach, which was cool. But if I would have been at home,
no, that's good. And actually, which reminds me too, like my wife has had this birthday thing planned for me for like the better part of a year. And Blue and already kind of have known about it, but we need to start planning for it. Well, I'm going to be gone for like 7 days unplugged. I have a suspicion that my wife is putting me on a sailboat somewhere, which is not going to hurt my feelings. And I'm anxious about that. But at the same time, like we have the best team known to man, right? So like we'll chat about it and plan around it, right? And the only thing that is super necessary is sort of final decision making where that's not a consensus, which is really abnormal. There's usually really easy consensus on our team. And Blue, of course, can run shotgun on that, and then hype him. But also, I'm just gonna ask my buddy Blue if he'll come and hang out with you every once in a while and throw his fantastic nuclear charged version of hype him onto stuff while I'm away. Anyway, so
like the last time that you were like in and out, and when I was not here, this is why I like doing the show, and it's not even a show anymore; it's a network, right? Like you're saying, like the uplift is not a game; it's a metaverse. Yeah, and I don't think this is a show anymore; it's a network. And the last time that like you were out, like even tonight, I mean, when you froze up because you couldn't answer a simple question.
Yeah, Greg's like just pops in, I
can come help you, right? And Nick jumped in, but like we've got all these people, which is nice. So I think
I'd love to get Greg just on. That's a good idea. If you're cool with that, maybe I'll see if Greg could pop in and do that with you.
Yeah, I mean,
or Nick or anyone, right? Like we could, and it's not like you even need anyone because you're gonna have guests or whatever anyway. But like, you tell me what you want to do while I'm away, and let's do that.
I don't know. Like maybe like you're gonna be away for a week, so maybe what it would be cool just to have a different guest host every day.
I love that. That's a great idea.
Like we'll have the Blue on for Media Moguls, right? Like we'll have Greg on for NFT Game Day. We'll have different co-hosts for every day of the week. It'll be really sweet, right? And
that's fun.
We'll tell it like maybe we can even change the show time and get Tuttle on for Tech Talk on a Tuesday. I'm just saying. Like, do I get to do the cut now?
Yeah, right. I mean, hold on. Yeah, kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Ready.